Welcome to StudioCG Unboxing. This video will guide you on every step of the way to create your show, add graphics, and put them on air. On this video, we will show you how easy it is to produce your shows right out of the box. StudioCG is delivered either in rack server or high-performance laptop depending on your choice. The laptop version comes with an external video card, while the rack server has it internally, so your system comes completely ready to use. Let's start with connecting the boards. First, connect the reference or gen lock. Connect SDI1, which is our fill output. Connect SDI2, which is our key output. Connect SDI4, which is our live input. Connect the Thunderbolt cable to board and to the laptop. Connect the power supply to the board. Finishing this initial setup, we connect the HDMI to the computer, the license dongle to a USB port, and an Ethernet connection if necessary. Turn your computer on and log in. There's no initial password to log into your machine. Let's start by launching the R3 engine. Double-click on the R3 engine icon on your desktop. Double-click on Default, which will be your program window. Once that's done, double-click again on the engine icon and double-click on Preview. The engine windows will be minimized in the beginning, so click on the taskbar arrow at the bottom right of your screen where you'll find both engine icons. Right-click on each engine icon and choose Restore. Move the engine windows where it better fits your system. It normally goes on a second monitor, but for this tutorial's purpose, we will be working with one screen only. So resize your windows to a small size and place them on the right side of your screen. Now we'll open StudioCG. Double-click on the StudioCG icon on your desktop. A window will open. Click on the default project and it will populate the interface. Resize StudioCG window in order for you to see the engine preview and program windows. Let's take a quick look at StudioCG's interface. StudioCG has four main areas. On the top left, you have your graphics controls. Below is the area for adding your stories and list the graphics. On the top right, you'll find the graphic templates, where you'll have some templates already loaded or import some more. On the bottom right is the form editor. There is where we customize your graphics content. Let's create a story which is a combination of all the graphics, external feeds, or any other elements you may want to insert into your segment. Click on the folder with a plus sign to create a new story. Name it and leave the other field blank. You will use it whenever you have a link to a third-party solution, like any news production solution. We will now start creating the rundown by clicking and dragging the templates from the template manager, dropping them inside your story, and organizing accordingly with your script. Drag your full screen, background, your clock, bug, live, lower third, breaking news, full screen photo, and your standings. We will first add a simple background, so all other graphics will stand out when we place them on the screen. Once the background is inside the story, we will send it to Preview and to Program. To preview the background, click on the Preview button. It will show on your engine's preview window. After you have checked that this is the graphics you need, click on the Take button. This will send your graphics to Air and will show it on the engine's program window. The Take button changes to Out, which if pressed will remove the graphic from Air. When we move the cursor away from the Graphics tab, it will show the graphics is on Air. We can also see which graphics are on Air by looking at the engine control area located under the control panel. We can remove any specific one by clicking on its icon. Or if we want to remove all of them at the same time, we just press Out All. This is also very important for emergency situations. Let's add a clock to our scene. As in any other graphic, you can just press Take and you get the default clock on Air. The default uses the machine clock. But this can be changed to other clock types, like a countdown timer. Look at the clock section in the documentation provided with your system. The next graphic we'll be adding is the bug. Click on Preview and then Take. Note that they are nicely aligned and can coexist without any overlapping. Click out on the clock and note that the bug will remain in its place without any need for placement modification. Unlike other graphics, the bug rarely, if ever, needs to be changed. To add your own bug, just replace the placeholder file bug.png. Always remember to keep your files organized inside their specific folders. In this case, the bug is an image, so you'll find it inside R, Projects, StudioCG, Default GFX 6, Resources, Images, Default, Logos. Inside this folder, you'll find two default images, one for the bug and the other for the station logo. The default resolution for these images is 155 by 155 pixels if you'd like to create your own. Let's change the current bug by replacing it with a new file. Take the bug graphics out. Right-click on the graphics template for the bug inside the Template Manager and choose Unload. Then click Load. The engine will refresh and use the new image. Go back to our story. Click the Take button for the bug and see it with a new look. To edit a graphic, you just click on the pencil inside the Graphics tab, and an Edit Form window will open with all the editable fields. Note, this will only apply to this instance of the graphic. To change it permanently, you'll need to do it inside the Graphics Manager window, into the specific graphic template. For this bug, you'll be able to change the image, its scale, and X and Y position. Let's work with the live graphic. Per default, the graphic shows Location and Live. Let's edit the form. We have 3 editable fields. Let's change the location to Miami. Save it, go to your story and click on the Preview button. Note that the Preview button changed to Out. If necessary, clear the engine preview window by holding the Control on your keyboard and click on the Preview button. Click on Out to clean your preview window. Click on Preview and see the new location you have just input. Some elements of the graphic template can be hidden if you'd like. In this case, Location has a checkbox under it. Check the box if you don't want to show the location. Also, you can change Live for any other language you might be covering. To immediately change the graphic on the fly, while in program, check the Live box. Next, we'll be looking into a lower third. Click on the Preview button to see how the graphic looks like. After you have a preview of what you are working with, click on the Edit button inside the Graphics tab, and it will open the Graphics Editor window. Inside the Graphics Editor window, you will see all the editable fields, including logo, title, and subtitle. Under Logo, you will find the Logo Enabled checked. Uncheck it if you don't want to show any logos. That's also true for subtitles. Test each option and preview them, so you can see the changes before sending it to program. Always good to remember that by holding your Control button and clicking on Preview will clear the engine preview window. Uncheck the Logo Enabled and preview your graphic to see how it looks without the logo. Do the same for subtitle. Let's enable them both again and change the default text. As an exercise, replace the logo image, just like we did for the bug, so you get more familiar with the process. Replace the file stationlogo.png for your station logo in the folder below. Take the bug graphics out. Right-click on the graphics template for the lower third inside the Template Manager and choose Unload. Then click Load. The engine will refresh and use the new image to go back to our story. Click the Preview button on the lower third tab and see it with the new look. Once we are satisfied with the content of our graphic, click on Take to put our graphic on air. To remove the lower third from program, just click Out on the lower third tab. Our next graphic is a breaking news graphic. As you can see, this is very similar to the lower third graphic we did before. Note that it already uses the updated station logo, since we have replaced it inside the root folder. In this case, after pressing the Take button, it will now show Continue. That means this graphic has a secondary action. We usually create these graphics for revealing a second information panel that goes accordingly with the narrative. This is a good example of a graphic with transition logic. So when you click Continue, the graphic will launch its next phase. Now let's open the editor window for this graphic template. You will notice that the logo is optional. And you can change the title, subtitle, and header. Enter the information you would like and click on Save. Do a quick preview and click Program after it deploys. Click on Continue so you'll see the second phase of this graphic animate in. Let's look into our next graphic template, Full Screen Photo. We first need to add this graphic into our rundown that shows we can modify the playlist at your best convenience. The full screen graphic template uses a 1600 by 900 pixel still video or live feed. It will automatically scale down or up to the default size. Add your files to the path below so you can add them to the template without any issues. R, Projects, StudioCG, Default GFX 6, Resources, Images, Full Screen Photos. Inside the folder, you'll find a placeholder and 2 additional photos. Pick the one you want to use, type your title, and save. Preview and send it to Program. Standings Table is a more complex graphic template. As you can see, there are several fields that can be edited and populated with different content. Preview it so you can have an idea of how it looks. Then click on the pencil tool to open the edit window. Just like the lower third, you'll be able to add your own title, subtitle, and logo. But you will also be able to edit the amount of rows or lines. We will play with 3 lines for this example. Now edit the default text on the first column, position to 1, 2, and 3. Then we will edit the third column, team name to Team A, Team B, and Team C. We can also add the team logos by clicking on the eye icon and choosing the respective logos of each team at R, Projects, StudioCG, Default GFX 6, Resources, Images, Team Logos. Save it, preview it, and send to Program. StudioCG also allows you to connect your graphics template to external sources. In this case, we will connect a standings graphic template to a CSV file. For this, we have created a CSV file located at R, Projects, StudioCG, Default GFX 6, Resources, Data Sources. Open the file Standings CSV. This CSV has 5 columns consisting of position, logo, team name, games, goal difference, and points. Go back to StudioCG and click on the Preview button of Standings CSV graphic template on your rundown. See that all the information from the CSV file is loaded there. Instead of having these values inside an Edit window, you will edit this graphic in the source file. Go back to Standings CSV and modify the number of games to 11. Go to StudioCG and take the graphics from the engine preview window by clicking out and clicking on the Preview button again. You'll see that the number you changed at the source file has also been changed in StudioCG. For this video purpose, we have imported the first 10 teams from La Liga's 2021 competition and will load it to our Standings CSV graphic template. Simply copy and paste the new content on top of the existing one at Standings CSV file, save it, and go back to StudioCG. Click on the pencil icon of your Standings CSV graphics template and edit the values to correspond to your new content. Change the title to La Liga 2021 and the subtitle to Top 10. Save it and close the graphics editing window. Clean the engine's preview window by pressing your Control button and clicking on Out. Then click on the Preview button again to send it to a program. A very simple and fast solution for adding external data into your live graphics.